Hi, welcome to the episode of Missions Workout from Home, Season 4, final episode, episode 20. So today we're going to talk about how to train using science and evidence, the arms and also the abdominals. Okay, so before we start the video, maybe we just share when we say abs, we are defined by training abdominal, yeah? Okay, and when we talk about training the arms, we'll be talking about the bicep and the tricep. Okay, so we're going to break down one by one so you can understand. Right, now the first one is actually called the tricep. Now, as the name suggests, tricep, T-R-I, there's three, right? There's three parts. So there's this three part over here. So I'll show you how you guys can have a look. So this one, they call it the long head, alright? And then when you have the side, the one outside here, is called the medial, is called the short head. And the one at the bottom is called the medial head, M-E-D-I-A-L. Alright, so there's three something, one, 2, 3. So there's kind of like three parts over here. Alright, so the idea is that if you can hit all these three parts, then you are not leaving anything behind, right? So this is some ideas how you can train your your tricep. Okay, now before we go into it, if you are, this is the truth, alright? So if you are a beginner or you're watching this video, chances are you are still new to lifting weights. You don't have to worry too much which part of the head are you hitting. The good news is you just do any basic tricep exercise, you should be able to get results already. So allow me to show you guys how you can actually do it on your own as well. Alright, so tricep movement is very simple. Any movement, whether you're top and the bottom, which I will show later, as long as you straight the entire arm, like kind of like straight it, then you should be able to feel the whole tricep. Alright, just something like this. Okay, so I'm going to do the first exercise where how you can train the tricep. Right, so first you can actually do like this. So I'll show you all the way down here. Right, these are basic exercise here. So there are no right or wrong exercise. As long as you can feel it, you should be good. Right. So the first one is called a kickback. Now, if you never feel how to use a tricep before or how to feel the tricep, don't worry. So I got some of these bands over here. So you can actually get one of these bands online. It's not too expensive, maybe less than 30 ringgit. So when you're here, just think of push it back, right? Imagine like you're trying to ski like that. So just push all the way back and push all the way back, right? For me, it's very light, so I'll go a little bit lower. So you push all the way out, go down, control. All the way up, control. Now if you do it like this, all the way straight, all the way back, you're going to feel the tricep. Okay? So now that you know how to feel the tricep, now let's go into further details how to do a deep stretch of the exercise. Introducing the first exercise. So training the tricep, right? So tricep, there's a lot of ways. I like to do it, there's two ways. So I'll show you. Just let me a moment, I'll bring the item. Okay. So using water bottle, okay? The first exercise is when you're at the top. So you can do one arm at a time. You go all the way down. So when you go down, if you use science, you'll be hitting the long head, the long head, the short head, and a bit of medium because you go very deep. So you can go deeper the better. Okay? Go deeper as low as you can and push all the way up. Right? So common mistake a lot of people, when it becomes heavy or challenging, they will cut short the rep. So they will end up like this. You want to go all the way down and press up. All the way down, straight up. Right? Once you're done, move on to the next head up. So this is one of the exercises that you can train, training the tricep. Alright? So you can use a water bottle as I've showed you just now. Now, the next one, exercise, another way you can do is kind of top and just press all the way. Alright? So you want to feel like this. Right? So I do a quick drill with you guys. Sorry. So you all can have a look. So you're here, right? All the way back. Then you straight your hand. All the way back, straight your hand. So you can feel a lot here. Right? So the exercise that I'll show you later is on the floor. So you guys can do the same as well. So give me some time, let me adjust it here so you guys can have a look. Okay, so you can grab some of this water bottle, doing the same thing. So at the top, think of trying to go to your head. Okay, if you can go a bit deeper, all the way touch the floor. Press. Keep your elbow straight, bend all the way down, go all the way down to the floor, press. All the way down, press, push. Okay, so when you keep pressing it outright, so example you're down, you push, you should be able to hit the tricep. Right? Now if you want more challenging, if this water bottle doesn't feel you can use the same thing. Right? Try a heavy object, maybe this one. Same. So when you go down, control, sit all the way back. Let your elbow go all the way back. Then you press back up straight. All the way back, press it back straight. Okay, so that is how you train the tricep. Okay, so like I said, if you're watching this video, don't worry about which head you're hitting. To be honest, if you do something that's very deep extension and followed by flexing straight, you're hitting the long head and the short head already. So to hit the medial head, which is the bottom one, if you go anything deep at the bottom, that means you're doing it right already. So by combining these both, you should be able to feel something, right? Another exercise I would like to show is actually doing dips, right? So what you want to do is you grab a chair. I'll show you guys. Hang on here. Right, so you grab a chair and you can do dips, right? So dips is basically here. You guys have a look. Tuck in all the way down as much as you can. When you come up, push it up, right? Don't use your butt to come up. Use your tricep only. Alright, so hold here. Just bend your elbow. When you're ready, push up. If this is too hard for you, find something with a lower surface. Alright? So example, if the chair is too tall, find a shorter chair. Alright? So that is how you can train a tricep. Moving on, we'll be also showing with you, so you're done with the arms, also tricep, but the other side is the bicep. Okay, so it's here. Bicep has 2 points. Also same, there's a long head and a short head. So I'll show you guys so you guys can have a look. Apparently, this is the long head, and yeah, this is the long head, and the short head is over here. So it's a very short head here. Right? Bicep is very straightforward. Most of the movement, or should I say all bicep movement, you will need to do a variation of up and a down. Okay? So it's going to be an up and a down. So if you don't understand how to feel the bicep, don't worry, I'll show you. So when you go in here, imagine you put a stick here, right? Or let me find something. Yeah, let me pretend I want to use the band. A bit over here. You want to squeeze it, just squeeze it in between. Don't let the rope drop. Okay? So when here you keep squeezing, then you should feel something already. Okay? So if you hold it there for 2-3 seconds, you should feel the bicep. Alright? Now the bicep, we say that is a long head, and a short head. Okay? So we talk about the long head and then we talk about short head. But again, just a gentle reminder, if you're watching this video, you are new to lifting, you don't need to worry too much about all these things. I would suggest, as long as you train some sort of bicep, you should be good to go and cover everything already. Okay, this is just, of course, for learning purposes and also for curiosity. Right? So maybe one day when you become very strong and good, maybe you find out, oh, one part is missing. Maybe because you didn't hit, example, a long head or short head or something. So these are some ideas for you also. Alright, so bicep curl kind of straightforward. As long as you're on top, you squeeze all the way and down, you should be fine. So using an example, right? So use this as an example here. You start at the bottom, you squeeze all the way up at the bottom. Okay? So again, you hold it here. So all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. So that's how you feel the bicep. Okay? So in other words, as you hold it, if you hold it in this position, the palms facing up. As long as you do this, you'll be hitting the long head. Now how to hit the short head, this small thing over here. Alright, so to hit the short head, basically the hand, instead of palms facing up, is the other way around, palm facing down, or sideways. So to give you an idea, when just now you squeeze, right, you feel the whole stretch here, right? But if you change your grip from here to here, let's say you're doing a side, they call it a hammer curl, right? So if you're doing like this, instead of palms up, you do the side up like this, you are going to feel a very tiny bit over this area. If you can feel it over there, it means that you're doing it right. Okay? So how to feel the using the same object so you can have an idea what is going on. When you come up later, think palms up. So not like this, palms up. Right? If you go keep palms up, then you call it the hammer curl. You should be able to feel the bicep at the top there, the bottom, right? The short head there. Okay? So to sum it up, if you want to train the bicep, for long head, just any variation like this. If you want to increase difficulty, you can bend over and do. Right? And a tip for you, when you go down, control, yeah? So a lot of people, when they go up, they just fly down. Up, fly down. Don't do that, right? Because you want to get the most out of the exercise. Up, you fast, but down, you control. I repeat, yeah? Up, you control. Then up, you fast, down, you control, right? And don't make this mistake by number one, swinging, so that means no control. Or number two, which is the most common mistake, is to use a lot of momentum. When things get tired, it doesn't train the bicep anymore. You will tend to move the leg, the body up, so it becomes like, like swinging at it. So don't swing, okay? If you swing, are you even really training the bicep? It becomes like a hip exercise in your bicep, alright? So don't do that, okay? So now that you know how to train the bicep, we also talk about tricep. Tricep is the same. What makes a good one is you go all the way stretch to the bottom and you press. All the way stretch and press. What you don't want to do is to don't control, fast, up, fast, up. You want to control down slow, up fast, down slow, up fast. Okay? Then if you're doing this, then you rest be assured you are getting the most out of the exercise. Alright? So we talked about the arm already. Let's talk about the obliques and the rectus abdominal, aka abs. Alright? So how do you want to train the abs? There's so many ways to train. You probably see a lot of people on the internet showing you at least 10 ways to do every single exercise. Right now, there's nothing wrong or right with those exercises. Just pick what you feel and just understand where you're training. But to sum it up in this video, for the abdominals, there's two things you will target. Number one, obviously, is the main part here. Imagine you got 6 pack, 2, 4, 6. Then this is the part you train. And if you want to train the side, this is also known as the obliques. You'll be doing some sort of twist. Alright? Some sort of twist. A tip for you when you want to, if you want to feel the most out of here, when you do your obliques, don't swing the hips. Don't swing like this. Keep the hip and the shoulder locked. The only thing moving is the abs. So you see, it's not a lot of movement. Okay? Instead of swinging with it. Okay? You swing, you're not going to train your abs a lot. You keep yourself locked in the position. Only thing moving is this area. Then you're doing it right. Okay? Now, how to train the abdominals, right? Now, before I start the abdominal exercise, I want you all to get real and understand, right? This that don't scam yourself, alright? Is that thinking that if you train the abdominal, you are going to see the six-pack, like as some people promote, alright? The truth is, actually everyone has a six-pack already. The only difference is either you have a lot of fat covering it, or you have lesser fat covering around it. In a nutshell, the truth is somewhere there, right? But of course, unless you are very lean, if you're very lean, let's say you have very low body fat, but you want to see the ab pop out, then maybe you can do some ab exercise. But if you are overweight, you think that you do ab exercise so you can reduce the fat over here, I wish you good luck. Alright, that is all I have to say. Alright, back to the topic. So to train the front abs, there's so many ways you can train. Some of my favorite is actually two simple exercise. Number one, plank. Number two, the crunches. I know, it's very boring, but boring gets it done. Alright, while people try to be fancy, nothing wrong with that. My goal is to get results with minimum effort, maximum results. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to do a plank and the crunches properly. But before we go, maybe just to make sure that you can really feel the abs. Alright, so number one is think of, you guys can see. Let me move this down so you guys can have a look. You want to imagine, right? You are like imagine as a paper like that, alright? So you want to fold the paper and come up. Fold the paper and come up. That is how you train abdominals, alright? Try not to use so much momentum at here. Okay, so some people when they do crunches, they go like this. No, they'll swing like that. So don't do that. You want to just very gently, just fold the paper and lift it up. Fold the paper, lift it up. So in a nutshell, that is how you do. Right, let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys how to do a plank. Okay, the proper way. So, plank, in a nutshell, you guys can see. Alright, awesome. So plank in a nutshell, you want to be in this position. And then that's it. Make sure you're on a straight line. You push your belly out. You may tuck in your tailbone a bit. Tailbone means here, yeah? Right, so you may tuck in a little bit. Tuck in and keep it here, that's all. Alright, just hold this position. Don't use your upper body and lower body. Use your abdominal. Alright? You should feel here, not feel a lot on your arm. Right? Okay, if you're feeling a lot on your arm, it means you don't know how to use it yet. Try to do what I say, like try to fold the paper. Try this technique first. If you can understand, you can feel, then try to do a plank instead. This is a better use of your time. Alright, talk about plank, let's talk about crunches. Right? Many people say crunches is good, some people say crunches are bad. If you ask me, there's no good or bad exercise. As long as the form is right, and if you can feel the muscle, then that exercise fits you. Right? Actually, to be honest, for me, I am not a fan of crunches. Personally, just me. Right? Because every time when I do crunches, I will feel lower back. This is me. Alright? But some people, they can do a lot of crunches, they feel abdominal, the exercise fits them. Right? But to show you guys, at the lying down position, first think of tuck in your lower back. So think of tuck in the lower. You should be able to feel something right now. A lot of people like to do this. I'm not a fan of this because if you do this, a lot of people, when things get tired, they will use their hand and crank it up. Instead, put it on your chest. So from here, starting position, take a nice big breath, expand the belly, push all the way up. Breathing is important. You come up, push the belly up. Down, control. 3, up you fast, but down you control. Right? Up you fast, down you control. So that's how you do crunches. Okay? A lot of people crunches, they only use lower back, they will just jerk up. So don't do that. Right? Because if you do that, are you even training your abs? Right? So we show you the plank, we show you the crunches. If you have any machines in the gym, or if you have a machine at home which allows you to do some sort of crunches, you can use that too. Just make sure you apply the same principles. Expand your belly, squeeze all the way down, fold the paper, and you come up, you control. Alright? So we talk about the front, let's talk about the obliques. Okay? Now, as for the obliques, means the side of the abs, if you will. Alright? So, to feel the obliques is actually the same. You want to fold the paper, but instead of here, you are feeling here. So think of, without moving your body too much, imagine you're trying to crunch all the way down. You should feel something here. Up. Okay? Crunch all the way down and up. Try to keep your torso straight. Don't move too much. So wrong is this. I think you've seen it before. Someone who will do this. Right? You look like this. Right? Then you're doing this, you're cheating yourself. You cannot feel. what you have to do is keep yourself tight, keep the core tight, move all the way down. The range of motion won't be a lot, but you're doing it right. Expand it, okay? When you go down, say if you go in here, push the belly out. So when you go down, push it out. What's the meaning of push your belly? Think of trying to do this to your shirt. Okay? Think of trying to expand the shirt, right? So again, up, up, okay? Down you control, up you fast, right? So that's how you do an oblique exercise. Now, oblique exercise, there's a lot of variation you can do. I will show you my personal 2 favorite exercises to really feel the oblique. Okay? Aside from plank, actually I also like number 3, which is a side plank. But for today's learning sake, I will not show a side plank. Instead, I will show a very normal movement where most people do. So allow me to show you. Alright, I'm sure you've seen it before. You grab a pair of dumbbells, right? And then they will do this. I'll show you guys, So you're here. They just move like that, right? They hold 2 dumbbells usually, right? Sorry, I only got 1 dumbbell, So usually they'll do like this, right? If you do like this, then you cannot feel. If you really want to feel, you try this instead. Just try one side first. Expand the belly, keep this tight, go down, control, up. 1, okay? 2. Expand the belly, down, control, up. 2. One more time. Expand the belly, down, control, up. So if you do properly, you should be able to feel the obliques. If you do it right, not only you can feel here, you can also feel here. So again, I show you. Expand the belly, down, up. Expand the belly, down, up. So that is how you do some oblique training. Okay? And the final one, this is my I would say, sort of my personal favorite, if you really cannot feel, is actually grab a broomstick and learn. I want to show you how it's done. Say you have a broomstick with you. You place it behind your back. You keep your body up first. Now, think of curl a little bit, curl up a little bit. Alright. So from here, they call it the twist. So you just switch all the way 1, and there you go 2. Right? If you notice, even the Olympic weightlifting team, especially China Olympic team, the fellows love to do this because you do it right, you can really feel. So don't move the backbone too much. Keep everything tight, just move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? That's how you do it. So don't straight up and do what? Bend a little bit, tuck in your tailbone and move. Okay? If you want to make more intensity, when you push every side, you breathe out. So I'll show you. If you do it like this, you can feel the abdominals. Okay? So in a nutshell, that is how you train your abdominals. Alright? Now if you don't like to put it behind your back, you can also, some people like to do front forward and then they do this. Okay? It's something similar. But personally, I like to do it behind because behind usually keeps you more rigid. So you can turn a little bit more and it's hard to use momentum when you're like this. So again, yeah, gentle reminder to train the obliques. Put it here, tuck in, and you just go, right? So next time you see any program, they tell you train the side of the abs, aka obliques. When they do a twist, right, do your best to keep the spine straight. Don't try to drop one side and so on like this, okay? But if you want to do, no problem. As long as you can feel the side of the abs, also known as obliques, then you should be fine, alright? Okay, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for your time. So just a recap, if you want to train the arms, you want to train your tricep and your bicep. Bicep, long head, short head. Meaning, train some sort of this, and then short head, train some sort of this. That means the arm is like this. Okay? Whatever you do, up, go down, control. Fast, go down, control. Tricep, you got the 3 heads. Long head, medium head, and the short head. How do you train all 3 heads? Basically, anything that push you down and press up, you should be fine. Example, a rope one that we showed just now, the skull crusher, you lie down, you go all the way down and deep and push back up. Alright? Or if you really want to feel, you can just do some kickbacks. So I told you a lie and just stretch your hand. Then you can feel on the tricep. Okay? Abdominals, two major parts, the front and the side. How to train the front? Do some plank just to try out. Make sure you can feel the middle part. Tip for you, tuck in the tailbone a bit. It's okay to curve a little bit so you can feel a lot more. Right? If you cannot feel on a regular back. Alright? And last but not least, as we said just now, for the obliques, to feel on the obliques, you can do some rotational, whether it's rotate over here or moving side to side. Right? So let's say if the program say you need to do some what is that name? Ankles to the toe, right? So you place your hand, you can touch your ankle or touch your toe. Ankle biters, some of them call it, right? If you want to touch your ankle, just make sure you do your best. Try not to like just really slant one side of it. Okay? So that's about it, right? Thank you so much for your time for all these while of the seasons. I hope you guys learned something. So I guess this is it. That's done for season 4. Thank you so much for your support. So I'm going to take a few weeks off. I'm going to have a rest. Meanwhile, you can always catch the replay at YouTube or even at this Facebook post. I'm not going to delete it nor remove it. So if you have any questions or you want to you need some guidance on which episode I can refer you to, hey, just let me know. Right? Like example, we talk about diet, we talk about nutrition, we talk about training. So it depends which one you want. Right? If you have a hard time finding, feel free to reach out to me so I can share with you which one that fits you best. Alright, so till then, always remember you can work out anywhere, including work out at home. Till then, bye bye and take care.